be. I'm your host Heidi from Sex, Lust, and Love, and today I'm coming to you from the beautiful Fairmount Park in Philadelphia. I'm behind the Art Museum, and I don't know if you can see because of the glare, but there's a beautiful water fountain right behind me too. So, okay, today in this episode, we're going to talk about how to build confidence with men. I have received several questions over the last few weeks from women about how to gain and build confidence with men. So a couple things, I'm going to share a few thoughts I have and then give you a response from one of the guys I interviewed. But first of all, the first thing I'm going to say has nothing to do with men. So confidence is something we're born with. It's like intuition. It's our inner beauty. We all have it. We tend to just do things to suppress it. So it's there. You don't have to go out and get it. We just have to allow it. We tend to berate ourselves. We're not very kind to ourselves. We're not a very good friend often to ourselves. And so we beat ourselves up, and that over time wears down and suppresses our natural beauty, confidence, everything that's in us already. So the first thing is you don't have to go out and get it. The second thing to think about is also to stop looking externally, seeking outside validation. The problem with doing that is it's very conditional. So if someone comes along and is very nice to you and says nice things, you feel good. If they leave and don't say nice things, you feel bad. So you've now given away all your power. You have no power over how you feel. So the first thing you want to think about is taking back that control and that power and changing your own thoughts about yourself. We're going to talk about that in a second. But again, it's very conditional and it's external. So you don't want to you want to try not to seek validation or reassurance from anything external because it is so conditional. And another thing to keep in mind is to try to stop giving a crap what anybody thinks. So, we often diminish ourselves, or we change ourselves a little bit because we think, oh, he might like us might like me more if I act this way versus that way. And it's really, again, worrying about externally how someone else is seeing you and what they think. Meanwhile, the focus should be how you feel about you and your thoughts about yourself. That's the most important thing. So really stop giving a crap what anybody thinks. Be you, own your qualities, and that's a very attractive quality for men. So one of the ways that you can work on this to help a little bit is to make a list. So if I ask you, what are some qualities about you that are unique qualities or things that are special about you, you should be able to list those. If you can't think of any, that's okay. Start making a list, and if you're really having trouble coming up with things, think about things you're good at. You might be, good at playing video games. You might be a great piano player. You might be a good cook or baker. You might be good at rollerblading. Could be anything. You can also think of some of the things that over time, that you've perceived as negative. Maybe you're always the serious friend and you're always, the one who's taking care of everybody. But because of that, you have everyone's house keys, or you're also the person who's always driving when everybody's had too much to drink. So you're actually responsible, you're loyal, you're dependable. So those are good qualities and unique qualities about you. So think about it from that perspective too. Things that maybe you've perceived not as great, but really there's good qualities in there. So there's lots of ways to think about different qualities, but start your list, and it would really be helpful to read it first thing in the morning and read it at night before you go to bed. And you want to start to feel good about it, even memorize it so that it's a running dialogue in your mind about all the things that you know that are unique and special about you. One more thing, I'm not sure if you're familiar with Louise Hay, but she's wonderful. She's the owner of Hay House Publishing. And she has an affirmation that she talks about that she often uses in environments where it's a new environment, like if she's in a big city she's never been to, or she's just in an environment that maybe she's not as comfortable in. She has an affirmation that she repeats over and over. She says, "I'm beautiful and everyone loves me." And of course, if you know her, it's coming from a wonderful, place, not like, look at me, but I'm a beautiful human being. I radiate beauty, and the world loves me, life loves me. So she repeats that affirmation. So one of the things you can do is say you're on your way to a date for the first time. You can repeat that over and over on your way when you walk in to meet the person, throughout your, date or whatever. You can do it at a party, maybe when you become nervous or uncomfortable. You can start to repeat that. The one thing to keep in mind is affirmations are very powerful if they're done properly. You don't want to be kind of berating yourself underneath it and feel like, oh, this is stupid, this isn't working, but then saying the affirmation. The feeling has to align with the affirmation. So you want to feel good about it. And those are just a few things. One of the quotes that came from a 32-year-old single mechanic from Nevada, he said, if a woman owns her shit, it's super sexy and she almost always appears confident. So I asked him to explain a little bit more about what he thought was confident. And he said, when a woman doesn't give a shit about what anybody thinks of her, and she's not going to change who she is, not even for me. That's really attractive to men. When a woman is who she is, she's proud of it, she's not afraid to be who she is, and she's not going to diminish herself or demean herself just to be with a man. So those are a few things to keep in mind to build confidence, but it's like a muscle, like anything else. So you just want to keep practicing, and over time it gets better and better. That's it for this episode, and I will see you guys next month. And again, this is Heidi from Sex, Lust, and Love. Take care. Bye-bye.